Gonna be honest here, guys. I've heard nothing but one good album after the next this year. I thought 2018 had some pretty solid albums last year, but holy crap, 2019 has been getting some really good ones. And there are some albums I haven't reviewed because album reviewing is just not something I tend to do, but I really wanted to do with this, and same with Sabaton. And I might do with with Tool's new album coming later this month, Fear Inoculum. We'll see how that goes. But I really wanted to talk about it because there's just been nothing but solid albums. And Baby Album is coming out with a new album soon with several collabs, including the lead singer of Arch Enemy, as well as the lead singer of Sabaton, and a few other bands here and there. But for right now, let's talk about an album I've been anticipating and waiting for, and just all around just really excited for, and that is Slipknot's We Are Not Your Kind. Now, Slipknot We Are Not Your Kind is the new studio album. It's been 5 years since The Grey Chapter, and this is an album that they clearly have put a lot of heart and soul into this album. Not to say The Grey Chapter wasn't bad. I actually really enjoyed The Grey Chapter. In fact, I've really enjoyed every Slipknot album. There's never been one where I was like, this sucks. Even All Hope Is Gone, which I know is kind of panned by everybody, I know it's not the strongest. I will admit that All Hope Is Gone is the weakest of the Slipknot discography. But I will say that there are some good songs on there. And I think there's some strong elements in there, but I will admit it is the weakest. But We Are Not Your Kind. Holy shit, guys. Like, no, really. Holy shit. This album right here, this is magical. No, magical is probably the wrong word to use with Slipknot. I will take that back. This album is just... If this album had a physical embodiment, it'd be Carnage. That's why I use this image of Cletus Cassidy, because Carnage is just what you hear in this album. Pure, raw rage. It's very much like they cherry-picked the best parts of every album and just made a homunculus of this album from everything that was good about Slipknot. There are definitely elements in here I can hear elements of Volume 3 Subliminal Verses. I can hear elements of The Grey Chapter. I can hear elements of Iowa and the self-titled album. It's all here. Like, this all feels like it's this big culmination of everything Slipknot has done in their discography and has been just combined into one massively just brutal, savage album that when you hear it, it's very much just a masterpiece of everything they've done. And yeah, I will say that there isn't a bad track on here. There really isn't. Every track is very unique. It's everything has like a purpose to be on here. I will say that it is interesting for Slipknot, and they've done this before, I just don't think they've done this lately, where they've had like interlude tracks for each one. Now, of course, like we had the first 3 tracks that were, well, not the first 3, but there were 3 tracks that were revealed to the public in throughout the year. I mean, of course, last year in Halloween we had All Out Life, which was had the verse of the album's name, We Are Not Your Kind. And I really liked that. I dug Unsainted, and I really love Soulwave Earth when it was released. Probably of the 3 of those tracks, I'd say Soulwave Earth has become my favorite of those 3. But on the whole, the album, I think my favorite track on here is probably Orphan, followed by Neo Forte. Orphan is just amazing. There is some great tunes in here, and I gotta give props to Jay, the drummer, real quick. The dude, I know that dude had to fight uphill because, you know, of course, you're playing after Joey Jordison. The motherfucker was a really fantastic drummer. I know he's been kind of screwed up from drugs and what have you, and that's why he got fired from the band. But it was a shit hill Jay had to go up through for drums, and god damn did he do better, did he succeed. And I liked his style of drumming in a Grey Chapter, because that was kind of his proving ground. But here I think he's gotten better. Like here he's mastered it. Like that was Grey Chapter was testing ground, but now that he's been with the band for as long as he has, I think he's kind of gotten into a vibe with it. So I think that's really cool that they've had that. Like I said, Orphan just reminds me, going back to Carnage real quick, Carnage, it just, like, Orphan just reminds me so much of Carnage. And when you hear that track, oh, you're going to think Carnage too. Anyway, I would say, like, the other good tracks on here are, like, Critical Darling and Birth of the Cruel, as well as Spiders, man. This is coming from an arachnophobic, but Spiders, it feels like you just crawled into Clown's brain. It really feels like you just... that song feels like you just crawled into Clown's brain and you can't escape for 4 minutes. Which, unfortunately, my condolences to Clown and his family, because, for those who are unaware, his daughter tragically passed away. In a sad twist of fate, his daughter died the day they revealed Unsainted to the world on, I believe, the Jimmy Kimmel Show? I can't remember, but it was definitely, like, they played there, and then right after that, apparently he got the news that his daughter had died. So, it sucks, man. It sucks. So, that's just a tragedy in and of itself, that you just had this big high moment and then just get destroyed right then and there. I can't even imagine, honestly. But going back to the album, I would say that this is definitely, like I said, everything that makes Slipknot perfect, and is just combined into one just hodgepodge of a monster that is this album. If you enjoyed some elements of every album, like, you're probably going to enjoy this, because you've got elements of, like I said, even some points of All Hope Is Gone. Well, some of the tracks of All Hope Is Gone, but really this feels more like, if I was to compare, this is We Are Not Your Kind is just this amalgamation of Iowa with subliminal verses with a little bit of Grey Chapter in there. That's what it feels like to me, that's what it feels like if those 3 albums were put together, if I was to cherry pick which ones. But yeah, Neo Forte feels like the evolved form of Spit It Out. Just saying, like, that song right there feels like that. My Pain is definitely a great one. Red Flag, oh my god, Red Flag is awesome. That song, I cannot wait to get in the mosh pit when Red Flag starts playing on the set list. Oh my god. That is gonna be fucking insane, of just that song, as well as the other ones I mentioned. I can't wait for them to start playing them at the road shows. Oh my god, I just cannot wait. So, if you haven't guessed already, I highly recommend this album. If you are a maggot, that's what, for those wondering, like, why is it saying maggot? Because that's what Slipknot fans are called. If you have been a maggot since day one, get this album if you haven't already. I mean, what the fuck are you saying? Like, what the fuck am I saying? You probably already got the album already, guys. You probably already got the album. So, I would say this is just a masterpiece of a metal album. I don't know if this is going to be good for first-time Slipknot fans. You'd have to go back, because this is a little much. Like, there is We Are Not Your Kind is not like Appetizer type Slipknot album. Go check out, if you're brave enough, go check out this Iowa and Self-Titled, and prepare yourself. And not to discredit, those albums aren't hard. No, they go hard in the Self-Titled and Iowa albums. And then work your way through the discography to work up to this, because this is like, you gotta have some appreciation for classic Slipknot before you go on to this. So you guys tell me in the comments below, what did you guys think of Slipknot, We Are Not Your Kind? Did you guys like it, hate it? Comment below, let me know. And once again, hope you all enjoyed this, and I hope you guys are enjoying my album reviews. These are kind of fun to do. Anyway, once again, hope you all enjoyed this, and I'll see you guys later.